So I'm in my polytunnel today. It's really warm, and I've just been busy getting my tomatoes ready to string them up. I've done one or two of them here. You can probably see this guy. I don't know if you can see this guy because I've got this big dock growing outside the polytunnel, and I really should pull it, but like I'm lazy. So yes, I have been stringing up my tomato plants today in my gorgeous farmer gear. Clip these back on, my sexy junkies. So I've been stringing up my tomato plants basically, and it's a very, very hot day, and it was torture. It's really tough being in this tunnel. I'd say it's like 40 degrees. I have to have my hat on the tunnel because the sun is like coming through the plastic. I'm worried I'm gonna get like sunstroke or like scorch my head off or something. Not that I'm dramatic or anything, but so last year I made a big mistake with my tomatoes. Last year I did not string up my tomatoes early enough. I was just being lazy, and I thought, oh, like I'll do them next week, or I'll do them next week. I just kept putting it off, and then it got to like mid to late June, and I walked into my polytunnel one day, and all my tomato plants had like flopped over onto the ground with the weight of the fruit. So that's why you need to tie them up. Like, they need something to grow up. Some people use bamboos, they're absolutely fine. Some people use trellises, it's grand. I use string. I do it because that's the way my dad has always done it, and like he's like the world's best tomato grower, so that's what I do too. I literally tie a piece of string to the top of my polytunnel. I'll show you how I do that, and then I string up my tomatoes and they grow up that piece of string. It just means that like the string holds the tomato plant and stops it from falling over. And like last year, like so many of my tomatoes last year rotted because they had fallen onto the ground with the weight of the plant, and it was real waste. It's a real shame. So this year I was like, if I do nothing else, I'm going to do this. I'm going to string up my tomatoes. So I've been in here for an hour doing it. I'm very, very warm. I've been melting, but at least my tomatoes will be good and healthy. I also have been tidying up my tomato plants. That just means like pinching out the side shoots. Some people call them suckers. It's important to do this. I will show you how to do it, mostly because you want the energy to grow up your tomato plant. So you want it to grow taller, and if you let those side shoots get too big, the plant will be putting lots of energy into these, and you don't want it to do that. You only want a certain amount of trusses on each plant. So if you let them get out of hand and get too bushy, you're not going to have as good a crop. So all that said, I have put together a little video just me stringing up the tomatoes. I am going to show you what I do. Like, I actually I butcher the head of the tomato plants. I also do that because my dad does it. So like I take off the first few sets of branches, leaves, stems, whatever they're called. I don't know anything about plants. I cut those off so I can actually tie the string around them. And what I do is I tie the string around the base of the plant, and then it has room to like wrap a bit. It also means that the bottom of the plant is not going to, like, the bottom kind of leaves are not going to rot on the soil, and there's going to be enough air moving through your plants. And that's actually quite important when you're growing in a polytunnel, because it's so humid and so hot that like you do need space between your plants, or they can get quite rotted and they can get fungus and stuff on them. So yeah, like it's good to let the air move through your plants. So I'm actually I'm doing this, and like you're not even seeing where the plants are, so I'm gonna swap the camera around. I'm gonna show you how to do this. Okay, so here is tomato plants I've been working on today. This one I have not tidied up yet. So these are the little bottom stems that I will take off in here to make room for the string, and to also leave room for air to move through my plants. I'm going to actually just show you. This is a little side shoot. This is a really tiny one. There's one on the right hand side there too, you can see it. But I'm going to pinch this out to show you how I do it. Just a little nip it out. That's simple. You'll have to do that with all of those side shoots throughout the growing season. Keep a regular eye on them, and do that as you go. This is one I've already tidied up now this morning, so you can actually see the difference between this plant and the previous one. There's no little suckers on it. You can actually see, look, oh, a little fruit truss. Oh, yay.
And then the bottom of the plant is nice and tidy. And then when you look at this one, it's quite scraggly. So I definitely need to give this some love before I tie it up. Same with these guys. I've done these ones earlier. You can see I have strung this one up. So this is good to go now. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Right, so once you have your string tied up at the top, you just take the bottom and wrap it around the base of your tomato plant and then tie it there. I wouldn't recommend doing it in this weird froggy squat pose I got going on. It's quite uncomfortable and like it's not very sexy, and now I'm going to be immortalised forever as a weird froggy squat pose girl, so that's not great. I don't think it's the kind of frog you want in your polytunnel, you know. But yeah, once you have your knot tied, leave about 2 finger space there. Good to go. And you want to just very, very gently, do this as gently as you can. You don't want to snap this lovely tomato stem after all the hard work you've put in. Just gently wrap it around the string, just like this. It's good to go. That's it. All supported for the growing season. Yeah, so that's it. An easy peasy way to support your tomato plants for the year. If anyone has any questions, drop me a comment. Also, if anyone has any advice for sexier, non-froggy squatty poses, they're also highly welcome.